Hey guys, welcome to Layman's Terms. I know I'm the goofy guy and I yell and curse and drink and everything like that, but I just wanted to, I guess, offer my condolences to the city of Philadelphia for losing Pierre Robert. He passed away yesterday at 70 years old. Just a legendary disc jockey, and everyone loved him. And it's a very sad day in Philly. He hosted the midday show on 93.3 WMMR for 44 years. It's a long fucking time, and everyone loved him. I mean, loved him. And he loved us. He was the guy that introduced me to vinyl. That's why I have this. That's why I have the vinyl. I just love. He introduced me to that. I'll get into that in a minute. He was always had something positive to say, no matter what it was. Sure, it was long and drawn out, but he was getting to the point, and we listened, and we appreciated that. We appreciated him taking the time to explain things. He wanted everyone to listen to good music, and that's what he did. He didn't play mainstream rock. He did, but he also played deep cuts. He loved the Grateful Dead. He loved the Rolling Stones. When he died, a lot of rock stars called into Philly to offer their condolences. Graham Nash offered his condolences. Graham fucking Nash. He used to do Halloween shows, and people would call up and request Halloween songs, Halloween rock songs, and he played all of them. And I love that. Thanksgiving, he would play Alice's Restaurant, just a long, drawn-out song. And just a lot of the college kids and people coming back home to Philly to be with their families during Thanksgiving break, they would listen to Pierre Robert, and he welcomed them with open arms. Christmas was, just the same thing. He would have Christmas. He loved Christmas, and he would have all the people decorate his Pierre Robert studio, and it looked like Christmas threw up like 20 times. You thought my house was bad? His was worse. I saw pictures. He would play Ralph Cramden's The Honeymooners Christmas episode. I have to find it because I want to do that. I want to do that this year. I know I'm not a big Christmas guy, but I'll do that for Pierre. That's not a problem. My memories, first of listening to Pierre, go back to 98. I was 18 years old and I had a job, and I worked at in a kitchen, and I woke up at around 6:30 and I had to go to Mount Holly. So I got in the car and I drove, and one of the reasons Pierre was on the air on a Sunday morning, I don't know why, he's probably taking up an extra shift, and he played Candy O. He played this album. He played the last track of The Cars. It's called Dangerous Type. And just a really great song. And this is the reason, he was the reason why I bought this album. Okay? I also have the tape. I remember listening to it, and he just went into great detail about the album. And it was tattooed in my mind. You have to buy this album, Keith, because Pierre told you to. I was on 95, again, listening to Pierre, 93, because that's what you did. and I was listening to Neil Young, and he wasn't playing the mainstream Neil Young. He was playing Like a Hurricane. Never heard it before. And I'm just like this. This is amazing. Pierre is the main reason why my wedding song is Harvest Moon. I have Pierre Robert to thank for that. And it's a beautiful song. Check it out. My sister-in-law wrote in a letter to Pierre saying how much she loved my brother and couldn't wait to marry him, maybe 3 days before the wedding. And he read it on the air. People wrote him all the time, and he got to everyone. I had to work for a company that I don't want to mention because they suck. And I had to work down in the used to be mail room. And the first thing I'd do, I would crank on MMR and listen to Pierre because I was separating magazines and put them in individual boxes. I remember doing that. I loved doing that because I was by myself and I was listening to Pierre. He was a really great interviewer. Just didn't interview her because you were a celebrity or anything like that. He talked to you like you're a person, and it wasn't an interview. He just cared. He had, on his show, because he worked midday, he had Pierre's planner of what to do around Philly. Certain bands coming to town. This Day in History, a look back. It was just like bands that played around Philly on that date, on that particular date. And he had the vinyl cut, Pierre's vinyl cut. And he would walk down to Studio R and he would play vinyl, and that's why I listen to vinyl. But from what his friends and colleagues said, he had a great weekend before he passed away. He was hanging out with the Hooters. Not Hooters girls, because that'd be a great weekend too. But the Hooters. And if you ever get a chance, pick up this album. If you have iTunes, listen to it. This is a good album. This is also a good album. Let me get it. He was hanging out with the Hooters. And then one of his last posts was he was reading a book in Meeting House Square and had a great day. That sounds like a great weekend before going. We should all be so lucky. So hopefully this video made sense, because I made another video and I'm all over the place. And the cat just took a shit and whatever. So, but Pierre, wherever corner of the room that you're hiding in, we miss you and we love you, and I'm never going to forget you. Thank you. Good day, good citizen. I know I botched that. Thank you, Pierre.